Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time, as always. Today is going to be a unique training webinar. Okay, if you've been with us in the past, you're going to notice a little different format, layout, more of an open type of forum where you can ask questions, and we're going to get to every single one of you with accurate answers. Some will be done live on today's training, and the rest we'll answer as soon as we hang up, which will be right before 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So, number one, feel free to use that Q&A box. You should see a little pane on the right-hand side. You might have to expand it where you can type in questions. So please use that. Comments, questions, good, bad, and different. We want to hear from you, okay? Because at the end of the day, these are created to help you all, okay? Number one and most important. Take down notes as well, because you're going to learn about things, a lot of new technology that you're going to need to remember, especially coming out of 2021 into a new year here. And we all want to brand and market and get our name out there, which is what today's webinar is about. So some great stuff. Take down notes. You're going to walk away with nuggets. We're going to do our question of the day at the end. So right before we wrap up, we're going to ask a question that has to do with the slides we're going over today. Whoever answers first and correctly wins. And I just got in a new batch of the Fire Amazon tablet. It's called the High Definition HD 8, which is the newest version. So we're going to give you a HD 8 and a prospecting book and the free scholarship pin. It's a magnetic pin. Agents walk around with that. They go to their kids' games, and it literally opens the door to funding a 4-year tuition and then life insurance used in conjunction with Sage, which should tee up an appointment and help you make a sale. Okay, so some great giveaways at the end. Make sure you're on until the end. And let's just shift gears here for a minute and jump right in. I don't want to eat up any more time. So what are we talking about today? Okay, so, here you are. It doesn't matter if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Doesn't make a difference. We all have to market and brand as much as possible, okay? And it doesn't matter. I was speaking to an agent this morning in his 70s, okay? And I couldn't believe it. I've been talking to this man for years and years, and I'm always saying, you have to make sure that you're keeping your name in front of your clients in your book of business and your network and friends and family and et cetera. And he always said, oh, Bill, I've been doing this for 32 and a half years, and I work my book and I field my phone calls, and that's the way I've always done it, and I've been very successful. Okay, that's been his answer for years. So I gave up and I stopped bringing up all these new ideas to him. Well, anyway, this morning I'm talking to him and he says, Bill, I'm going to be on this webinar at 3:30 today. I want to learn more. He said, are you guys serious when you say that I can go into a database with millions of prospects and I can put in a zip code and a age range, and I can do a search and then market to these prospects with a, let's say, an IUL product or a final expense product or an annuity? And I said, yeah, Bob, absolutely. He's like, you got to be kidding me. This is great. And it really works, Bill? And I said, absolutely. So anyway, he's on right now, okay, and he's an older gentleman. And by hearing that, it gives me the proof in the pudding that I need to see and hear to say, you know what? People are finally getting it. They're opening their eyes. It's a new world now, right? And everyone, and I mean this, I'm not generalizing, okay? Everyone is on social media now, okay? Everyone has an email address now, okay? I mean, think about it. 20 years ago, if you didn't have a business card, you were driving a horse around New York City in 2022, okay? Literally going in reverse, okay? These days, if you don't have an email address, people look at you like you have 4 heads. Now, what should that tell you as a marketer, as an insurance agent, okay? It tells you need to be marketing to these people through their email. You need to have a CRM tool, okay? You need to have a website, because these all go hand in hand. And then wouldn't it be nice to have a prospecting database that you can dive into at any time and market and put a campaign together to these prospects. Okay? You have the gift to gab. You're out of Austin, Texas, and you have this great scholarship program that's the ultimate door opener for seniors to gift for their grandchildren for $7 a month. It's a whole life product with a 1 year scholarship worth 40 grand, all for $7 a month, right? And you have the personality that kills, and you love talking on camera and on your cell phone, and now you have an opportunity to get your message and campaign out to the masses with the click of a button. Okay? And we have done all of the back end homework. We've created the framework, the platform for you to dive into and leverage so you can succeed and get your name out there. So everybody knows, oh my gosh, it's Bob, the Austin, Texas insurance and annuity guru. He's back at it again. And then when life insurance or annuities or investment products come up, they remember that's the crazy guy Bob. I get his emails every week. Okay, he's the one with the funny haircut. Okay, great. They're going to remember you, right, when they need a product. So now is the time. There's never been a better time, right? We have this COVID issue we're all dealing with. We're in the middle, again, of this pandemic, which we all thought was going to be over by now, but it's not. And who knows when it's going to end? Okay, and I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't think anyone on this call does. But I'll tell you what, the facts are we're in it today, and we have to succeed, right? And our business has to continue because we have to continue to provide for our families and put food on the table. So like it or not, here we are, and you have one opportunity to get yourself out there, and it's not through face-to-face seminars at the local Ponderosa buffet, okay? Because that's the way they did it 20 years ago, pre-COVID, okay? So think of seminars now as webinars, as Zoom, okay? Think of marketing as a CRM tool, e-blasts, okay? Think of your storefront as your website, okay? Everything has moved to electronic and digital, like it or not. 82 years old or 17 years old, it doesn't matter. You have to know enough to be dangerous to make it in this industry, okay? Another quick example. I remember I interviewed these two guys, they're partners, okay? They're in their mid-30s, but when we first interviewed them on the podcast, in which, by the way, you should all listen to, they were in their early 30s, okay? Two guys working from home, and again, pre-pandemic, pre-COVID, working from home. And I said to them on this interview, I said, guys, how many times do you actually see your clients face-to-face? They said, Bill, we don't see our clients face-to-face. Everything we do is online or over the phone, okay? And keep in mind, this is about 4 or 5 years ago, okay? These guys are averaging $1 million to $2 million of paid premium every single year, consistently. And at the time, they were in their low 30s. Like I said, doing everything from their house, their third bedroom. Okay, two partners. All right. So people said at that time, they're like, oh my gosh, they don't see their clients. They write a $2 million IUL without meeting a client at Starbucks or sitting at a living room table. That they would ask me this. And I would say, yeah, look, it's working for them, right? Proof is in the pudding. And this isn't like a 1 year and done. No, year after year. So guess what happened? The COVID pandemic hit us a couple years ago. Their business doubled, tripled. And I interviewed them again after this whole pandemic started. And sure enough, yes, their business doubled and tripled. And now they're in their mid-30s. But the point is, they were ready. They saw this coming. I don't mean COVID. I mean, they saw the shift with technology. And then the pandemic hit us, and look what happened to their business. So you can knock it. You can say, Bill, I'm not ready for this. I don't even know how to spell CRM. Whatever the case is, okay, it's happening. And again, you talk about proof in the pudding. Bill, give me the facts, okay? If you're an insurance agent, you get email blasts from competitors, from insurance companies. How many times in the last 2-3 months have you seen an e-blast for marketing from a new online direct-to-consumer company or agency, right? They call it Breeze, Hurricane, Ladder, this Ethos, right? And basically what they're doing, they're all going out there. They have these expensive products and they're going out to consumers. Okay, the business model is reach consumers through social media marketing and e-blasting, right? Which they do, and they've done. Some of them have done it very successfully, some not so much, okay? So what happened is they figured this out early, okay, with these expensive overpriced products. And yes, some of them did well. Some of them already sold out. And then the others that didn't make it, they said, you know what, why not have agents sell our products, right? So we can try to leverage the field force and go direct to consumer. Okay, so they went that route, and that's why you're seeing a lot of these marketing emails from a lot of these new startup companies. And most of these guys barely know how to spell life insurance. So what they're doing is they're now marketing to agents and they're saying, hey, you can sell our products to your consumers. Guess what? They're not even paying the agent a commission. It's a referral fee. Okay, they're paying the agent a referral fee, and guess who the agent of record is? It's this new startup company out of Silicon Valley. Okay, that these people barely know how to spell indexed universal life because they've never seen it before. They don't know the business. They know technology. Okay, so they're paying referral fees to these agents for sending them your clients. And guess what? They're calling your clients a year later and they're cross-selling with other products. And guess what? You don't make the commission or the referral fee the second or third or fourth time around. And guess what? When the client calls you to say, Bill, I bought this product from you and I need to make a beneficiary change. Can you do it for me? Well, guess what happens when Bill calls the insurance company? They don't even know who Bill is because Bill is not the agent of record. Okay, so this stuff is absolutely ludicrous. Okay, it's crazy. But here's what it tells me. It tells me the facts are email marketing, social media marketing is working. Okay, we're seeing a shift. We're in the middle of it. And us as agents, as field agents, yes, focus on what you're doing in your day-to-day, what's worked for you for 32 and a half years. That's wonderful, okay? But you need to have this marketing platform on autopilot working on the back end, okay? Getting new clients, filling the bucket. Why filling the bucket? Because your existing clients are getting older. They're dying off, okay? Maybe someone sold them a different policy. Maybe someone else marketed, a little better than you did, and you lost them as a client. You got to refill the bucket. So what I would do to simplify your world, you have your A bucket and your B bucket. Your A bucket is your day-to-day, whatever you love to do. If you like these networking events, you work with associations, you like banks and financial institutions, great. Keep filling that A bucket. And then the B bucket should be your automated marketing platform. Going out there with Facebook ads, with your email marketing, maybe a SureWorks, okay, which we're going to show you how that all works. But so you keep filling that B bucket, okay, as you're working on your A bucket. And when the A bucket starts to get down, right, the water line is almost at the bottom or close, okay, well, guess what? Your B bucket is like half full now. So you start to work on that side. That's how you have to operate as a successful insurance agent in 2022. And we are giving you the tools to do exactly that. Okay? So enough of my ranting, and I want to dive right in now. So basically what we're talking about today is Agency Automator. Kevin, our programmer, is on the line, and he's made a lot of updates, refresh, revamped, whatever you want to call it. We were down for, I believe, about a week to 2 weeks, but everything new that they have been working on, that they're launching, most of it's done now, and the rest of it's coming soon. You're going to be very, very excited about. And what's so cool, so even if you say, what is he trying to sell me? This Bill is back at it again. We're not trying to sell you anything, number one. So if you want to use the program, okay, you get the free website builder, free website, okay, and the basic CRM tool, and it's free, okay? The hosting fee is $9.95 a month. And the website, basic CRM, free. Okay, we don't make any money on this. This all goes to Kevin and his team, okay, for hosting, for their server, etc. Okay, and then there's other packages available that are all available at discounted rates. okay, because of our 20,000 agents. And most are using the platform, by the way, okay? And that's why when you see these monthly rates, if you want the larger packages, they're like peanuts, literally. And you're going to see why in a few minutes. Okay, and what we're also doing for existing users, you're going to get 10,000 extra credits to start off the new year. I'm going to let Kevin talk about all of that. We also have, if you want to learn more, and this sounds like another language to you, and maybe you want to have your son or daughter or grandchild on to help you understand the program better so you can use it effectively, Kevin hosts these trainings every day of the week, and it's an open forum so you can ask questions. Okay, and you can hear other agents' questions, and you can make sure that you and your niece, right, are comfortable with the program so you can start leveraging all of the options that are available to you, okay, to get your name out there. Because I promise you it works. Oh, by the way, and I'm promising you it works. So I'm not just, this isn't like a sales pitch, okay? Guess where, we're an IMO, right? We don't sell on a retail level. We wholesale, okay? Guess where 90 to 95% of our agents are coming from now? Facebook marketing, okay? Facebook marketing. We use a 2-minute video on Insure Me Now Direct. It's no secret. I can say it out here in public on record, okay? We have a 2-minute video. We can even co-brand the same video for you with your picture and logo. That's where 90 to 95% of our agents have been coming from, by the way, for the past 12 to 18 months, okay? And we'll send that video in the thank you email today. All right, let's move forward. Okay, and again, proof in the pudding, and I know I always say this. Well, first of all, vanilla pudding is my favorite dessert, so I like to use that phrase. Plus, it doesn't get any easier than facts, statistics from LIMRA, okay? So let's look at the screen in front of you, how technology is changing the way life insurance is sold. And by the way, if you've been listening to us for the last 5, 10, 20 years, okay, you've been hearing me say this since I started. This is the future. We started Insure Me Now Direct with one product. It was decreasing term, okay, because the insurance carrier said, Bill, you're crazy. We're never going to have a product on a direct-to-consumer site where you, the agent, don't see the client face-to-face. It's not happening, okay? Now, look at today. I think it happened. In fact, I don't know of a company that's left that makes you see a consumer face-to-face, right? Think about it. It's like driving a 5-speed manual transmission car, right? They don't make them anymore, okay? And by the way, look at what's happening with automobiles with this electric Tesla stuff going on, right? Same thing with life insurance. Look at these numbers, folks. Facebook, 26%. Instagram, 11, Twitter, 9. Okay, what are these facts? The facts are the general public. What are they doing? What are they checking out before doing business with you? Okay, they're Googling you. They're saying, who the hell is this Bill Levinson guy, right? Who is this guy with the fancy haircut? Is he reputable? Does he have good reviews? Does he have a Facebook page? Does he even have a website? Okay, if he doesn't, oh my gosh, forget it. That means Bill doesn't even have a real business, okay? You have to think like this now. All right, anyway, let's keep moving forward here. We're going to send out a thank you email. We'll include everything in there today. So again, write down notes and bullets that will help you. But again, use the Q&A box. And what we're going to do when Kevin's done with about a 25-minute presentation, we're going to ask all of the questions that come in that we can answer, okay? And if we don't get to you live, we're going to answer every one of you as soon as we hang up. And that's another promise, okay, from me to you. So use the Q&A box. Okay, the Levinson Expo is back in full effect April 8th. It's been almost 2 years now because of, again, COVID, the pandemic. We had to cancel, okay, but we're going to make this one bigger and better than ever. April 8th, 2022, and this is what's really exciting. Mary Reed is our keynote speaker. She's a best-selling author, 5 books called Distribution Solution Sales Concepts, and her topic is all around retirement strategies, tax savings solutions, and here's what's so cool. So if you have the client, right? Everybody says, "Oh, I got a guy, I got a girl, but I don't know how to talk at that level. I don't know how I'm going to answer these questions." Okay? Mary will jump in, set up a call with you and the client, do all of the heavy lifting for you, and make the sale. And the average target premium is about $152,000. Okay? So she's our keynote. It's going to be an amazing day. It's free for all Levinson active agents. And starting at $20,000 free night at our beachfront location, South Florida, and then $50,000 to $60,000 round trip airfare plus a weekend stay at our beachfront resort. And life and annuity is combined. So if you want to use one side or the other, no problem, or mix and match, that's also no problem. So write down that date, April 8th, 2022, right now. Write it down so you don't forget. Register ASAP because we're almost at 300 agents already. Okay, let's move on. Okay, what's new? I'm not going to go over every little thing because I want Kevin to have plenty of time to go over the new updates, changes. So just we'll skip around a little bit. Left side is new carrier incentives. Obviously, the expo incentives I just went over, very important. We also have Bestow right now, our Insure Me Now direct term product, instant decision to $1.5 million. We have an annuity bonus going on up to $3,250. Mutual trust. Let's move over to the middle column. This is new updates from the carrier as far as products go. And then on the right side is Carrie's Corner article we just launched for the new year, volume 18. And basically, Carrie's Corner is, in my opinion, one of the best editorials that we put out monthly. And here's why. So he talks about all of his insurance selling stories from 1972 when he was a captive MetLife agent, with a tie that stopped at his belly button and a short sleeve dress shirt. Some really cool stories. And we learn from this, okay? It's not about marketing or selling anything. It's just little tips and tricks that I think will help us all look at the industry in a little different light. Okay, and he's got a great experience hand delivering a death benefit check and how, that changed his look on what we do every day by helping families. So just some really cool stuff that I think we can all learn from. iSolve is our latest quoting tool that's really, really amazing. So we're the pilot agency with iPipeline. Basically what that does, think of permanent quoting, IUL, universal life, whole life. When you go into our website, it takes the basic info and populates it into a full carrier compliant illustration, and it takes that information and also brings it over to an e-app or drop ticket, all with the click of a button. So very, very cool stuff. Legacy Armor. Then, of course, every month we have our social media tip of the month that will include in our thank you email. Okay, very important stuff. I'm telling you now, if you don't have a nice website that looks great and works great, okay, and you don't have at the very least, a Facebook page, okay, there's something wrong. And we can talk after hours because we got to get you on the right foot here for the new year. All right, let's dive right into the feature presentation. We have our head developer, Mr. Kevin Kilberry, that's joining us. We're going to talk all about Agency Automator and some of the new updates, changes, and some of the incentives. Kevin, you there, buddy?
I am here.
Okay, we can hear you.
All right, guys. I'm just going to apologize in advance if you hear a cough every once in a while. I'm just getting over some bronchitis. All right. Well, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Andrew. And first thing I want to start off with in my update is to thank all of you. And all of you that have an account that have kind of suffered with me and the whole team, the whole Levinson team through the last several weeks of the server outage that we had. What I can tell you and what you will see going forward is that we're coming back bigger and stronger than ever. So we actually took this opportunity to, even though it was painful for everybody because you couldn't get to your system, we've taken this opportunity to fix some things, to put some more power into the system, and really kind of set the stage for what's going to be coming in 2022. So I'm going to walk through a lot of that stuff with you, including some updates on where we're at and some bug fixing that's still going on in the system. So as Bill mentioned, it's not just a bunch of conversation about thank you. I mean, it is all of that, and it's heartfelt. I know, those of you, there's a lot of you that actively use the system all the time, and you were without it. So we want to thank you, and we're going to try to find maybe other ways to thank you as well for your patience through this whole process. And one of which is that's going to happen immediately is that everyone that's on this call today, everyone that Levinson identifies as a existing user of the system is going to get a 10,000 prospect and recruiting credit bonus. So if you had 1,000 credits, now you're going to have 11,000. If you had 50,000, you're going to have 60,000. So you're going to get a dump of 10,000 credits added to your account, just as a very small way of saying thank you for being loyal, and continuing on with the program. Let's get into some bug fixing and some restoration. We have restored probably 85 to 90% of the system. So the website has been restored. There might be a couple little bugs, and one of the bugs that we're still working on is the ability to add your own personal domain. So if you have a website that doesn't have your own personal domain, you want that, then it's going to take a little bit longer for us to restore the administrative tools for setting that up on our server. So that part of it is primarily the piece that's still missing on the website side that we had before. On the prospecting side, we're still making some bug fixes there. You can go in and you can build a list now from consumer and business. You can build a list from the recruiting side with the agents. You could save it. There was a problem that I think we just got done fixing today, where you didn't see the proper head count. So you go in, to your wizard. You're going to go to select some list that you just created and it was just claimed, and there's some really weird number that shows up instead of the number that should be. It should be like 550, people in the list, and it shows up as some weird, long string of numbers. So I think we got that fixed for new lists. So any existing list that you may have built the last several days, once we got that part turned back on, those are not going to get fixed. So you're going to have to go back in and rebuild them. If you have any trouble in doing that, then let me know, because there are some limitations on how many lists that you could build each month. We'll just kind of we'll figure that out so we can get you the list that you need. The actual sending of the emails, once you're using a list with the correct count in it, some new list or some old list that you had, you should be able to send an email out to that prospecting list. So anything prior to the server going down that's got a real number in it, some of them might show up as 0, but if it's got a real number in it, then you can use it. If it's one that you created the last couple of days with a weird number, don't use it. It's dead. If you're going to build a new list, you should be able to build that with a real number in it. So make sure you don't see some weird long string of numbers. It's got to be some kind of real number that looks correct. The CRM, couple little bugs there that we're still working on, but for the most part, that part of the program is the most restored of all of them. So when you go in, you build your email, you send out your email. There are a couple of little bugs that we've got to fix in the wizard, the send campaign wizard. We are doing some additional testing. If you're going to send multiple emails, the follow-up emails that we provide, then there might be some bugs with that. So the best thing to do is just send out one email instead of try to string together a whole bunch of different emails, a primary and a bunch of follow-ups. Just send out one at a time for the time being until we can, go through and test all that. We're trying to get you back to at least being able to start sending something again. The actual email or the CRM contact record, you should have pretty much full functionality there. If you see anything, and this kind of goes for anything, send us a support ticket, because the support ticket was down until recently. Support ticket is now back up. So send us a support ticket, give us a call, send us an email at support@marketingmailbox.com, and we'll get that on the list, and we'll get it prioritized and get it fixed. So that's kind of where we're at with bug fixing. There are also some issues with the profile that we're actually working on today. Some of you have gone in and tried to make some changes to the profile, the user profile, maybe change a logo or an image or something like that, and you couldn't do it. Also, the buttons down at the bottom in the button maker, those buttons are not active yet, so you're not going to see them in the merge field. When you go into the editor and you're building your email and you want to add a button that you created in your user profile, it's not going to be available in that merge field drop-down list. So what you want to do there is just put the link in, so don't worry about the button for now until we can restore it, but you still have the full capability of being able to put a link directly into your message. So put it in as a hyperlink. If you don't know how to do that, give us a call or watch the help video for prospecting or for CRM. It's all in there. But you just type in, like, click here to, visit my website. Just type it in, highlight the text, and then right click on it. You'll see a little URL, insert, URL link or menu that pops up, and just put it in there. So you can still do it. So some things, even though they may not be back to where they were before, you can still work around some of these things in order to get your message out. If you have any problems, you call us, or email us, like I just said, or send in a support ticket, and we'll work with you on it. Maybe you're not familiar with what, you might be able to do if something is still not working. But we're trying to knock out as many of these bugs by the end of this week. We've been working weekends and 12-hour days trying to get all of this stuff together. My guys have done a great job in kind of getting us to this point, and we're almost to the finish line. So just hang in there with us a little bit longer and call us if you run into anything or send us a message. Okay, let's talk about some things coming in 2022. So, throughout the last several years, agents have been asking for different things, like, I really like to see this, more of this, less of this, something here, something new here, and so on, different features. And we take that very seriously. We can't always jump on them because we're always maintaining the system, or we're working on something else that is kind of in the sausage making part of the whole system that you never even see, but has to be done. But now we want to get back to, here in 22, adding more features into the program and keep building and building new stuff into it, making it better and better. And we can't do that without your input. So you talk to your Levinson marketing representative, you contact us with a support ticket, you tell us, hey, Kevin, I'd really like to have this, for my business, I really need something like this in the CRM, or something like this would really help my business. So ask about it. Doesn't mean we could always do it. And, and with software, I don't know if any of you have ever been in the software business, things just don't happen that quickly, but we'll get it on the list, and we do listen. So one of the things people have been asking about for a long time is we have this big database of consumers and businesses. And this right now does not apply to the agent list, but to the business and consumer database. And they say, I'd really like to be able to export some data from that, and use it for maybe a SureWorks, because one of the SureWorks plans is requires you to upload a list with an email address in it. So, or maybe you want to take it and just make cold calls, and currently the only data of ours, not your data, you can always export your own data that you upload to the CRM, and you can always export any opens and clicks from your prospecting or recruiting campaigns. But what you haven't been able to do is export any data from our database, consumer business database, for whatever you want to use it for. So we are looking at that, and there's going to be some limitations. You're not going to be able to export 1 million, records, so forget about that. But you're going to be able to export some data from it that you can use for other purposes. People have also been asking for SMS or texting, and this is a thing, and I've told the people that have asked about it, this is a very challenging kind of a thing to do, not from a technical standpoint, but from a compliance standpoint. So we are going to have to do some more research into that, but we are very interested in providing in the CRM for clients only, not for prospects. SMS, that's the technical, term for texting. You text somebody off of your phone, you text somebody off of some kind of a texting or SMS tool, that's what it's called. It's SMS. So giving you the ability to go in to some cell phone field that you have in the CRM database and be able to write a text and send that out, or maybe do a text campaign to your clients, and maybe in addition to or just separate from a regular email campaign. So that's something that we're serious about adding in. And then more CRM fields. We always kind of characterize our CRM as kind of CRM light. It's a marketing CRM. It's not a red tail. It's not a deep insurance type CRM. It's really designed more for marketing. Though there's a place in there where you could add in product information, product number, renewal dates, things like that. But it's kind of light in that regard. And we're going to make it a little bit more deep. We're going to make it deeper in the sense where you can go in and maybe create some custom fields, that suit your business, and then add some additional functionality like the SMS that we were just talking about. Power. One of the complaints has been, this thing takes forever to do something. So part of that is going to be your internet connection, of course, but part of it is the system itself. I mean, it's processing a lot of data, especially when you go in and you're going to build a list. Those of you that have kind of, grown a beard waiting for the list count to come up, or waiting for some data to come up in the search engine for consumer or business, that kind of stuff is actually being addressed right now. This new server is a monster, that we put this new software, or put the software back on. The old server was a bit of a relic, did the job, but this one is like a monster as far as processing time. So we want to not only give you tools that you want, but we want to give you, speed, so that you're not wasting your time, and things that you do are not going to be bogged down because maybe there's 1,000 other people trying to do the same thing. So we want to put more processing speed into it. And then, of course, like anything, like all of these things here, the feedback that you give to your Levinson, marketing person, or that you provide to us, is very important. And we want to continue to grow this program. We want to grow, from a functionality standpoint, from a software standpoint. We want to grow the tools and the functionality, and make it, meet your needs. So you have a need for something, then don't be shy about sharing it. Like I said before, probably not going to happen right away. It's going to get prioritized. If it's a really, kind of weird off the reservation type of request, then, we're going to have to really evaluate it, because, obviously when you make changes, it's a big deal, and there's a lot of cost with it. So we want to make sure that we prioritize those that are common to what a lot of agency automator users want, so that those get done first. Okay. All right. Bill, did you want to open it up to any questions? I can kind of dive into the program itself.
Yeah, you know what? If you don't mind, if you can just kind of give the 100-foot overview of the platform and what's available. Sure. Just very basic, high level, and then we'll do the Q&A. I think that would be great.
All right, and I'll tell anybody, I'll give you 100,000 credits in your account if you could find another program like this anywhere.
Especially for the money.
Yeah,
I think that's the key too.
I was going to say 1 million, but I kind of caught myself. There is nothing like this that exists. There is 1 billion CRMs. There's 1 billion websites, that you can get. There's 1 billion lists that you can buy, probably from Russia or China or wherever the heck you can buy them from, for $1, for 1 million records. There's all kinds of stuff that's out there. But you're not going to find it all in one place like this, and not with the great prices that Agency Automator has, that Levinson created for you. They're subsidizing everything that goes into this. You're paying some of the cost, but they're paying, believe me, a lot lot more than you know, to make this happen. So, one thing about software, if you've ever been involved, it is not cheap. There's a lot of expenses involved in building and maintaining, and they're picking up a lot of that expense. So there is a website. It is a simple website. Hopefully it'll get a little bit more, let me just log in again. If you ever see, this is actually a good example. If you see an error page like this, don't freak out. Just backspace, log out, log back in. And then when you log in, let me find you again. So, some of these things are, like you would see like a timeout page or something, or the thing with timeout, and then you have to log back in. All that stuff's going to get fixed, eventually. But if you see a log out page, you see some weird thing on a page because maybe you've been on it for a while, like this one's been open for a while and I haven't been using it, then just hit the back button, log out, log back in, you're right back to where you were. So there are some major components of this program that are all on the same platform. So you have this website program, which is simple and simple basic. Basic as it gets, but you have control, a lot of controls over it, where you can add in information about yourself, about your business. You can turn some pages on or off. And then the most important thing about this website are all the tools that Levinson provides you. I mean, they've made it very turnkey. So when you turn it on, you publish it, then you've got an annuity page with a form on it. Let me just show you. So you have an annuity page. So, the annuity page with a video, some information, and a free annuity guide. You don't have to provide the annuity guide. Somebody fills out this form, hits submit, they get a PDF of the annuity guide that Levinson created. You get copied on all their contact information. You just got a lead. Now, a lot of people will tell me, oh, I don't know anything about annuities. It's like, call Levinson. They'll tell you all about it. So it's on your website, promote it. And if you're stumped on anything because it's not your area of expertise, just call your Levinson marketing person, and you know what? They'll help you close the deal, or they'll help you with getting it done. So you're not looking like you don't know what you're talking about. You've got the resource with Levinson. So don't freak out on stuff that you don't know anything about right now. Maybe college scholarship. Maybe you know a little bit about it, but you don't know enough to get on the phone with the client. Call your marketing rep, and they'll help you through it. So there's all kinds of different tools in here. There's a CompuLife quoting tool where people can come here, see how affordable different life insurance plans are. So we built this very simple, basic website so you can use the email system to drive people to it. So we've got email templates for Get Quote. You just fill it out, put your contact information, put your link to this page in here from your website, and people are coming right to this page, not going somewhere else, coming right here, filling out the form, boom, you got an instant lead. Then they go in, they can see all the pricing for different carriers. Maybe you're not appointed with some carrier. Well, you go back to Levinson, get appointed with it. So it's there to try to generate activity. You have to have, as Bill says all the time, you have to have a website, but the website has got to have functionality, or you're just wasting your time. I've seen a million beautiful websites out there that have no functionality. They're just a bunch of articles. And I don't know what that's going to do for you. You got to have functionality. So that's why Levinson built it the way that they did. So then you have the CRM, import a list, manage your clients, using the tools that we have right now. This is the CRM Lite that I was talking about. Go in there, add a client as a one-off, add it as a list, add their birth dates in, add their wedding anniversaries in. You can set up automated birth date and wedding anniversary emails to go out this year and every year to your clients. If you're not doing that, you're missing a big opportunity. Those little touch points throughout the course of the year with holidays and birth dates keep you connected to that person. Maybe you sold them 5 years ago and you haven't talked to them since, but they're still a client of yours. How about making an effort to reconnect with them, maybe get some business out of the deal? Put your information in about products, that relationships that you have. Set up custom categories: life clients, health clients, clients I like, clients I hate. Whatever you want to put in here as far as categories, they're all custom. You create them and then add them in order to represent the client's, the relationship that you have with that client. Put in tasks, put in notes. Every time you send out an email to somebody, then it's going to be notated in this notes area, so you have an ongoing transactional record. You're going to go see or talk to somebody, you can look in here and say, oh yeah, remember I sent you an email, this newsletter email just a month or two ago. It's all going to be right there. You don't have to remember. It's all going to be notated in that notes area. And then when you go to send an email, send it to one person in your database, send it to one list or multiple lists. The beauty of the CRM too is that you can send it to as many people or you can send out as many emails as you want, or as you have in your database. You have 1,000 clients in here. You could send them an email every day if you wanted to. There's no credits that are required. There's no meter that's running when you send emails to a CRM contact. And then the set it and forget it. We call it sci-fi, birth date, holidays. All of these things, you have to set them up one at a time. So you got to do a little bit of work up front. But once you set them up, this holiday, next year, the year after that, and so on and so forth, they're going to get your holiday email. They're going to get your birth date emails if there's a birth date in the record. You add new people into the database, they're going to get your birth date emails automatically. You don't need to reset it. You put in somebody's birth date into a record that didn't have a birth date before, they're going to get your birth date, on the next round. So all of that stuff is built right in. And I told you there's like a billion templates in here. I mean, it's like 150. And Levinson has created some really great templates of their own that represent, their product lines, things that you're working with them on already, like college scholarship and Insure Me Now. All of those things are in here. Like and this is a question a lot of people have. You might not see Insure Me Now in here, but you'll see Sell While You Sleep. That's the name of the program. And then here's a bunch of Besto emails. Here's some other ones that represent all the different products that are on the Insure Me Now program. So they're already there. They're ready to go. They're just view them, personalize them, put your link in there, which you can add into this. We call it Buy Online. It's called My Page. You just change the title, and there's your Insure Me Now. So it's a website inside of your agency automator website. People go, why do I want that? Well, because this is a comprehensive site. Maybe they come here for the Insure Me Now, and they say, whatever. I don't want to, mess with that right now. But then they go to annuity. Oh, this guy offers annuity, college scholarship. They run a life quote. They learn about who you are. They run a calculator. They watch a video. This is a comprehensive site where you have a very single focused website, this Insure Me Now, for buying insurance online among all the different options in the menu. So it makes it much more powerful. So, I mean, there's so much stuff here. I don't have all the time, to talk about it. But then you got prospecting. Prospecting is what people are most interested in because it's the thing that you can't do anywhere. MailChimp won't let you do it. Constant Contact won't let you do it. Your CRM with Salesforce won't let you do it. You can't go, one, they don't provide you a database. They never would. Two, you can't go buy a list and upload it into their system. They'll kick you out. Maybe you get away with it once, but they'll kick you out because there's too many bounces, too many complaints. That's not what they don't do it. But we let you do it. But, because we kind of figured it out and there's certain rules to it. But you can build a consumer database, pick a state, pick a radius, birth dates. Maybe you've got people turning age 65 and you're selling Medicare products, then about 30% of our data's got birth dates in them. So you've got that. Income, net worth, maybe that's really important for annuity type products. Build your list, build your email message, send to it. And then if anybody is a open or a click, you can get an immediate email notification. This is, by the way, is still a bug. There's still some bugs here with some of these tools here, these optional tools that we're trying to wrap up this week. But you can get an email notification if somebody opens your email, somebody clicks on a link. You get it right away, not 3 days later. You can't call somebody who opened your email or clicked on a link 3 days later. You can't do it. I clicked on what? That's what the answer is going to be. I don't remember that. But how about 3 minutes later? You get the email. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. I clicked on your, that link, and I went there, and maybe I was a little confused. Well, that's why I'm calling. You pick up the phone, you call. It's like, I'm calling because I'm here to answer your questions. It's quick. That's how you generate, opportunities here. And yes, some of the phone numbers are not going to be current, and we are going to be restoring this phone number lookup. But there's a lot of different lookup tools that are online. You've got to just try to, make that work. We can't guarantee phone numbers are always going to be current. People changing them all the time. Opens and clicks can be moved from the prospecting list into the CRM. Why do you want to do that? We call it harvesting. You're going to harvest these agents for recruiting, or these consumers or businesses that open or click, the ones that engaged with you by taking the time to open and click. I shouldn't have to tell anybody nowadays how important an open and click is. How many emails do you get in your inbox that you just ignore? You don't open them. Certainly don't click on them. But the ones that do open and click, that's a big deal. You need to harvest them into your database in the CRM. That's what that automated feature does. And there's a manual way to do it too. And then once they're in there, we treat them just like a client. And you can send unlimited emails to them. You don't have to burn a credit, on the prospecting side to send a follow-up email. It's free, in effect. It's unlimited. And then we have AsureWorks. AsureWorks is an upgrade. It's a completely separate company, separate program. It's not my software, but we liked it so much that we put it in our menu so that you can have another tool in your toolbox. All of this stuff is email-based. AsureWorks is websites. How many times have you gone on your Facebook and or you've gone into search on Google, vacation homes or whatever, right? And then you go to Facebook, and all these ads are popping up about vacation rentals. It's like, how do they know that? That's what AsureWorks does. So AsureWorks, through their plans, you can find or you can put your ad that you build inside of their software, which is super easy, and we show it to you on our Monday trainings. Pick a zip code. And then anybody who lives in that zip code that is doing an insurance-related search, like on Google, and they go to some website that has sponsored ads, like MSN or Yahoo, all of these different kind of multi-dimensional sites, or the Wall Street Journal or CNN or Fox News or whatever that have these ads displaying. And then there's a great chance they're going to see your ad if they've done some type of insurance-related search, any kind of insurance. And then the other plan kind of ties into what I mentioned earlier, which is the ability to take not only your opens and clicks that you could export from the system, but some lists that we're going to give you in the future, and allow you to export from our database that have email addresses in it, like maybe somebody who's Medicare age or turning age 65. This question comes up all the time. I talk about AsureWorks and I talk about prospecting, and they see that you can search by birth date. Like people turning age 65 next week, next month, the next 6 months. And every one of those lists that you export has an email address in it. In this plan, you have to have a list with an email address to be able to use it. And then those people will be targeted. Only those people will be targeted with your ad. So imagine you export a list of people turning age 65, import it into AsureWorks, build an ad around a Medicare, or senior products that are related to that age range, and then people click on it, and then they go to some website that has more information about it. That's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. And for this other plan here, it's not insurance related search, it's any search. They could be looking for the local Starbucks, and they see your ad pop up on Facebook somewhere because they're in your list. As long as they're in your list, only those people in that list with this particular plan are going to see your ad. Not the whole world, just the people in your list.
Hey, Kev, we're running a little behind. So
okay, I'm done.
Okay. And by the way, what we're going to do, we're going to put another webinar together, and show you. We had a few slides left, but we're going to save those. We're going to do another webinar, and we'll send out the invite tonight showing you all of the templates, co-branded videos, all of the different ways to drive traffic back to your website and back to you. And most of that is free. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You'll see it tonight. Let's do we have a few questions that we have time for, Andrew, that we can ask Kevin while he's on, and then we can get this wrapped up here in a minute?
We do, actually, yes. So I have some quick questions. Derek from Florida asks Kevin, does this program integrate with third-party programs like Redtail? So does that have this ability at this time? And is that a plan for the future?
Not at this time, but that's one of those things that we talked about earlier, which is things that are important to agency automator users. If there's enough of a consensus there, then that's something that we're going to look into. Right now we don't integrate with anything.
Speaking on that, Kevin, I love the new text messaging SMS option that'll come out. That's amazing. We're doing that here internal too, so I love that. Okay, next, Andrew.
That's the future. Future is now.
Yep,
sure.
That's right.
Yep. So we got a couple more questions. So we have Joyce. Joyce from Missouri is asking, if there's a client that you have on multiple lists and you choose 2 lists to send emails, do they receive one email or multiple?
They receive one, as long as it's in the same campaign. So that's the caveat there. So you build an email message, send it out to 3, 4, 5 lists, and there's a lot of duplications among those different lists. The system's going to look at the email addresses that are in the combined lists, 3 or 4 lists that you're sending out, and they'll see John Smith at yahoo.com in there 3 or 4 times. He's only going to get it once. We do all that behind the scenes.
Beautiful. Okay, next, Andrew, time for one more.
I'm looking for, okay, I have one more here. Let's see. We have one from Joshua. So Joshua asks, can I BCC emails to my regular inbox, and when I send the emails through Agency Automator, I'll get a copy?
He wants to BCC himself.
We don't have a BCC, but if you're sending out a CRM campaign, then it's real easy, because you could just go into CRM, put yourself in there, or import yourself and maybe your team as a list, and then just choose whatever list that you were going to send to, and then choose yourself.
Yep, and then you'll see everything. Yeah,
on the prospecting side, we would have to create a BCC, because you don't have that capability. You could actually. Well, we do. No, we don't. Sorry about that. I'm thinking something different. CRM, easy. Prospecting, we'd have to create a BCC for you.
Yeah,
or I like the checkbox. Yeah, it's not that difficult to do. We just check a box and say, send it to me too.
Yep, I like the idea of just including yourself, just so you can see what's going out and keep your pulse on it. So that's a good idea. Okay, let's. I just have one slide here. We're going to fast forward to the end in our question of the day. Okay, and just keep one thing in mind, everyone. I know for some of you it sounds like another foreign language, and we're here to help you. We're here to simplify this for you. Kevin, like I said 3 times, he hosts these trainings every day of the week. They're free, as long as you're an active Levinson agent, and you can ask questions. It's literally open forum, open dialogue, okay? So there's no question that sounds too green, and so feel free. I think the main point here is for you all to be successful and grow, right? I'm sure, in fact, I know a lot of you are successful today, but you don't want to slide in the opposite direction. So the point is, think about the 2 buckets. Once again, your A and B. Yes, focus on your A bucket 24/7, right? That brings in the bread, right? And it's worked great over the years. Wonderful. And then your B bucket, that's your autopilot, okay? So once you get your website set up, okay, or if it's set up, make it look a little nicer, more professional with your quoting engine and Sure Me Now Direct. Then start thinking your CRM tool, right? You have your regular networking emails, your friends, family, and prospecting emails, going out for the new grab, the new clients, right? That will turn into existing book of business insureds or policy holders, okay? But you want to go out there and keep your name in front of everyone. Then annual policy reviews. Same exact thing, right? Automated email goes out. Hey, Billy, it's been 1 year since you bought your 20-year term. Can we talk about conversion? Click here for more info. Boom. That's a new lead that goes over to bucket A. Okay, that's the automated marketing working in a nutshell. Okay, and then you want to think back to bucket B. How do I get new prospects, right? New consumers. Okay, that's where social media comes in. Okay, you have your Facebook video, your message, your LinkedIn. Everything is driving traffic back to your store, which is your website. Okay, request an appointment, request a quote, request an application. Boom, that's when you get on the phone and make the sale or service the client or whatever the case is. So again, bucket A, bucket B, and that's really what it comes down to. Okay, it's not that difficult. We're here to help you. We have a bunch of free videos, templates, e-blasts that are already built, and they're 100% compliant. And we have one person that sits in the office all day, every day, and she's here to help you brand your own marketing pieces for free. You just pick from the library. Done. That's simple. Okay? Doesn't cost you a penny. So now it's up to you. Okay? All right. So the thank you email will be in your inbox before we leave tonight. We'll show you how to get started. We'll include a bunch of examples, some websites, everything you need to move forward. Okay? And if this sounded overwhelming to you and you're scratching your head right now saying, Bill, you sound great, but I don't know where to begin. Okay? Pick up the phone. Call one of our marketers. Okay? We're here to help you, and I can't encourage you enough to jump on Kevin's daily training webinars. We'll send out, Andrew, let's include his schedule in the thank you email so everybody can get started. And then our question of the day, and first and foremost to Kevin, thank you so much for everything. And I know you weren't feeling great, so I appreciate you taking the time explaining to the existing users and then the new agents that want to get started. So my hat goes off to you. Thank you again. And we're going to do this again next month. Let's fast forward to our quote and our question of the day. We'll get this wrapped up just 5 minutes late, which isn't too bad. I apologize. Positive Tuesday quote, by the way, talking about marketing, branding, getting your name out there. I always say, don't listen to what we say, just watch what we do. Go on to our Facebook and Instagram and follow us, like our page. Okay, and you're going to see me put out these crazy quotes every Tuesday for the last 4 years, and we have little articles and ads. You can use the same stuff, but do it your own way, your own style. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just change a few spokes, as they say. This is my Positive Tuesday quote. That feeling you get when your cell phone is dead should be the same feeling you get when your goals are not met, right? Put that into perspective. Everybody freaks out. Right? My phone's dead. It's dying. I lost it, and it's like the end of the world. Well, if you're not putting your CRM into play, if your website doesn't look great, okay, you should have the same feeling because your business is going backwards and you want to move forward. Okay, so we're here to help. Okay, question of the day. Whoever answers first and correctly wins the new HD8 and the prospecting book distribution solution. Okay. Make sure your little fingers are on your keyboard and you are ready to rock and roll. The question is, if you want to get started this afternoon and you want the basic agency automator package, okay, which is the website builder and the basic CRM, tell me the monthly fee to get started with the basic package, okay? It's the website, so website builder and the basic CRM through Agency Automator, okay, and Kevin and Levinson. Tell me the monthly price you have to pay, and you win. Andrew, who answered first?
The first to answer correctly is Paula F. Paula F. from California, $9.95.
Paula from California, $9. It's free, and the hosting fee is $9.95 a month. Okay, so we're not trying to sell you anything here and charge your credit card every month. It's $9 $0.95. And then if you want to go in to the prospecting packages, Kevin explained that earlier. We'll include everything in the thank you email. It starts at like 25 to 35 bucks. So this isn't big money, folks. All right, let's have a great rest of your Thursday, great rest of the week, a great 2022. We're here to help try new things and get new results, right? Again, it's not rocket science, folks. Let's do it. We're here to help. Good selling. And thank you again, all.